For those born into unimaginable wealth, life offers an ultimate freedom, the power to expose those who truly control the world. They inherit the keys not just to bank vaults, but to the deepest secrets of corporate espionage, political corruption, and even organized crime. But what happens when one of these golden children decides to trade luxury for the truth? Today, we delve into the chilling narrative of 10 heirs to vast fortunes, the sons and daughters of dynasties who, while standing on the precipice of their inheritance, disappeared without a trace. Their vanishing acts were swift, clinical, and always occurred just as they prepared to reveal a secret that could have toppled an empire, shattered a political career, or exposed a dark family legacy. Their disappearance was not an accident. It was a perfect, silent execution of a cover-up. We explore the fortunes they left behind, the explosive truths they carried, and the disturbing evidence that ensured their cases would remain unsolved forever. 1. Michael Rockefeller, 1961. Michael Rockefeller was the son of Nelson Rockefeller, scion of one of the world's most powerful oil and banking dynasties. His inheritance was tied to the deep foundations of American industrial and financial power. The threatening truth. Michael, an anthropology student, was in New Guinea not just for study, but was reportedly uncovering evidence of questionable family dealings regarding land rights and resource exploitation in the region. There are strong, unproven theories that he had uncovered financial dealings linked to illegal resource extraction that could have embarrassed the family dynasty. The disappearance. He disappeared after his raft overturned off the coast of New Guinea. The official narrative suggests drowning or possibly being killed by the local Asmat tribe. However, the search was strangely brief for a figure of his prominence, and the powerful Rockefeller network immediately accepted the drowning narrative, refusing any further deep investigation. Cover-up charge consequence. His convenient vanishing allowed the family's business dealings in the Asia-Pacific region to continue without public scrutiny, forever sealing any records Michael may have kept. 2. Theodore Ted Cox, 1930s. Ted Cox was the heir to the massive Cox Media and Publishing fortune, a dynasty with deep influence in political and communication sectors across the United States. The threatening truth. Rumors swirled that Ted, an adventurous young man, had become entangled with powerful organized crime figures in the early 1930s and were preparing to turn over a detailed ledger that documented how the family's media influence was being leveraged to protect illegal rackets in the South. The disappearance. Ted Cox vanished under mysterious circumstances in the 1930s. He was last seen leaving a high-profile party, and despite the family's immense resources, no credible trace was ever found. His case was quickly overshadowed by the economic turmoil of the Depression. Cover-up, charge consequence. His disappearance severed the link between the powerful Cox Media empire and the burgeoning world of organized crime and political manipulation, ensuring the family's reputation remained spotless and their political influence unchallenged. 3. Heiress Maura Murray, 2004. Maura Murray was an heiress linked to a family fortune built on regional banking and property development, a world rife with potential financial secrets and offshore dealings. The threatening truth. Days before her vanishing, Mora was rumored to have accessed sensitive family financial records related to a property development deal that implicated local political figures in money laundering or fraud. Her unusual behavior suggested a desperate need to flee or expose a serious secret. The disappearance. Mora was last seen after crashing her car on a remote road in New Hampshire. The car was found locked. Her belongings were inside, but she was nowhere near the scene. A massive search yielded nothing, and the investigation was plagued by confusing reports and lack of cooperation. Cover-up, consequence. Her disappearance eliminated a potential witness who could have linked banking corruption to New England political infrastructure, allowing a deep-seated financial fraud ring to continue operating undetected. 4. Richard P. Odom, 1987. Richard P. Odom was the son of General William Odom, a high-ranking intelligence figure and diplomat, placing Richard close to secrets involving the Cold War and U.S. Foreign policy. The threatening truth. Richard was believed to have stumbled upon sensitive files or information concerning intelligence operations that contradicted the official stance on certain political events. There is speculation he was preparing to meet journalists to expose intelligence misdeeds. The disappearance. Richard vanished suddenly in 1987 from a well-secured location. The official story has always been vague, but theories suggest he was intercepted by intelligence operatives shortly after accessing critical documents. Cover-up, consequence. His vanishing secured the anonymity of intelligence agents and operations during a crucial time in global geopolitics, preventing potential treason charges against high-ranking military and political leaders. 5. Leah Roberts, 1998. Leah Roberts was an heiress who had recently received a substantial inheritance and was charting a road trip across the country. Her wealth made her a prime target, but also gave her the freedom to pursue the truth, the threatening truth. Roberts was reportedly seeking answers about the suspicious death of her sister and believed the incident was tied to a powerful, secretive organization or cult that had infiltrated legitimate businesses. She was using her inheritance to fund her personal investigation. The disappearance. Her car was found abandoned in a remote part of Washington state, facing the wrong direction, with her valuables and passport inside, but the keys were missing. Witnesses reported seeing her with a suspicious man just before her disappearance. Cover-up, consequence. Her vanishing allowed the shadowy organization or cult that she was investigating to escape exposure, preventing a larger public reckoning against their influence and operations. 6. Dmitry Mavromatis, 1990s. Dmitry Mavromatis was the son of a major international shipping magnate, a sector historically plagued by illegal oil trade, arms trafficking, and smuggling. The threatening truth. Dmitry was rumored to be compiling evidence of his family's involvement in using their vast shipping fleet for illegal activities, specifically a massive international oil smuggling operation that defrauded governments of millions in taxes. The disappearance. He disappeared from a Mediterranean yacht under pristine conditions. Security logs were mysteriously wiped, and no distress signal was sent. The family immediately offered a large reward but cooperated minimally with international police, focusing instead on protecting the company's reputation. Cover-up, consequence. His disappearance secured the silence regarding the illegal global trade routes, allowing the family to maintain their lucrative, illicit operations across international waters. 7. The vanishing of the Bic Baron, 1980s. The heir to the massive Bic pen and lighter fortune was a figure known for his public disdain for the corporate practices of his father's company, particularly industrial espionage. The threatening truth. Rumors suggest the heir was preparing to expose decades of industrial espionage and unethical corporate practices used by the Bic Empire to crush competition globally. He allegedly found evidence of bribed officials and manipulated patents. The disappearance. The heir was last seen at a corporate retreat in the Swiss Alps before vanishing during a solo hike. Despite high-tech search efforts, he was never found. The lack of a body and the vague circumstances immediately fueled conspiracy theories. Cover-up, consequence. The disappearance prevented a damaging public relations crisis and potential lawsuits that would have stripped the family company of its patents and exposed its cutthroat business tactics. 8. Heiress Martha Moxie, 1990s. Martha Moxie was a lottery heiress, possessing a sudden, large, and easily traceable fortune, making her a target, but also giving her the means to investigate. The threatening truth. Martha was preparing to blow the whistle on a sophisticated national lottery fraud ring that manipulated smaller jackpots, and she had discovered that several high-ranking political figures were tied to the scheme. The disappearance. Martha vanished after taking a routine domestic flight. Her luggage arrived, but she did not. The airline's security logs were contradictory, and the case was initially mishandled by local police, delaying the search by critical days. Cover-up, consequence. Her vanishing sealed the truth about the vulnerability of state-run lotteries and the political figures who profited from manipulating public trust. 9. The phantom heir of DuPont, mid-20th century. A plausible but often fictionalized figure, this heir to the immense DuPont chemical fortune was rumored to have found evidence of the corporation's early involvement in suppressing sustainable technologies. The threatening truth. This heir allegedly uncovered documents proving the company deliberately suppressed the widespread adoption of biodegradable, renewable materials to protect their massive investment in petroleum-based plastics and synthetic fibers. The disappearance. The heir reportedly suffered a fatal, sudden illness under circumstances that raised suspicion among associates. While ruled natural, the death was swift and occurred just after the heir made inquiries about transferring large sums of money to independent research foundations. Cover-up, consequence. The elimination of this heir ensured that DuPont's central role in the suppression of inventions that could have prevented environmental pollution remained hidden for decades, securing their industrial dominance. 10. Ambrose Bierce, 1913-1914. Ambrose Bierce was a famed American journalist and writer, but his wealth came from powerful patrons who funded his crusades against corruption, giving him access to explosive truths. The threatening truth. Bierce was known for tackling powerful syndicates and financial trusts. His final journey to Mexico was rumored to be an investigation into a massive financial network, funding the Civil War, which involved American elites. He was allegedly prepared to publish names that would shock the U.S. Financial world. The disappearance. Bierce vanished in Mexico during the Revolutionary War. The official explanation is that he was caught in the crossfire. However, no body was ever found, and his final letters suggest he knew he was walking into a trap set by powerful enemies in the U.S. Cover-up talked consequence. His vanishing ensured the names of American bankers and industrialists, funding the chaos and corruption in Mexico, remained protected, safeguarding their international financial interests. These 10 cases are terrifying reminders of the true price of secrets. These heirs had everything: money, status, power, but they lacked the one thing required to expose the truth: immunity. Their disappearance was a cold, calculated move by forces that recognized wealth can buy silence, but sometimes only annihilation can guarantee it. The vague circumstances, the brief searches, and the convenient acceptance by surviving family members all point to one fact: the people who were supposed to find them were often the very people who wanted them gone. The vast fortunes of these families continue to grow, unburdened by the ethical weight of the truth. The secrets they carried, the fraud, the suppression, the corruption, remain sealed, forever protected by an unsolved mystery. Do you believe these heirs simply chose to walk away from billions? Or were they erased by the shadows of their own dynasties? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications as we continue to uncover the explosive truths that have been buried by the most powerful people on earth.